everyone, this week's film is all about the really beautiful emerald smoky eye that I did, which I posted on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and everyone said please show me how to do it, and it's so easy. I'm going to share with you how to do that and just kind of slowly creeping into autumn, and just how to kind of wear those slightly more flattering, warmer shades as we kind of go into the cooler months. Because I'm doing quite a strong eye, I'm going to be doing quite a simple base, and I've already just started as I was waiting for my battery to charge, and I'm using number 4 Blunder cover by Monika Blunder. And when I'm doing a stronger eye, I much prefer a more simple base. I think if my skin is too perfected and too polished, and I've got a smoky eye and big lashes and a defined lip, I feel the overall look doesn't look as modern. So I just prefer a very kind of simple, beautiful prepped skin. And this product is brilliant. It comes actually with a brush, but I'm applying it with my blending today just because it gets into the nooks and crannies and I get a little bit more product on. It's really, really nice, this product. If you put it onto a hydrated skin, and it lasts really, really well. So for the over part of my face, I've used number 4. Actually, I'm just going to take that down, just do my neck. It's my neck, unless I've got a little bit of fake tan on, that part of my neck is always a little bit paler, and that's kind of like a real giveaway for colour. And then I'm going to use the tip to push in the lighter colour, and that colour, that shade, is number 2. So part of this film as well today is to let you know about this amazing new beauty sponge cleaner, and you all need to know about this. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't know whether you're aware of the inventor. His name is Tom Pelleroux, and he won The Apprentice and invented the Stylpro brush cleaner, which so many of my makeup artist friends have, because it's such a great gadget, because it cleans the brushes dry so you can use them straight away. You're not having to wait for the next day to have clean brushes. So if you're on if you're doing a show, fashion show, you've got hundreds of girls and need brushes, it's such a great gadget to have, and it's super easy to carry in our kits too. And he's now created this amazing gadget to clean beauty sponges. Each year, 300 million sponges are dumped into landfill. So that's the same as lining up 300 million sponges. You can actually go from the North to the South Pole, which is horrific. So what I love about what Tom's doing is he's really cleaning up beauty. He's making it very hygienic. And the worst culprits to give us that topical bacteria infection on our skin, especially as our skin is compromised wearing masks, are these guys. Because once you've used them, you've then got dense skin cells, bacteria on the product, plus the makeup, and then you put them mostly damp into your makeup, bag, zip it up in a nice warm environment, and they are having a party. So yeah, it's just not a very good environment to keep a sponge. So obviously you might say, well, Caroline, I'm cleaning my sponge anyway. You'll run it under the tap, squeeze it, use a bit of soap or cleaning disinfectant, and you'll see the product coming out, but it's never properly clean. I'll show you. I'll clean this one for you, and I'll show you how the actual process works. But what I'm saying is our grips aren't tight enough to really remove, especially those long wear products, in our sponges, and this contraption does it. But not only is it helping to keep our skin clean and free of bad bacteria, it's also enabling us just to have one sponge, so it's less waste. So if you do have a sponge at home and yours is pretty manky, then please invest in this. You can never have to buy a sponge again, and you'll make sure that your makeup is clean. And also that goes for the effectiveness of the product, you know, putting the product on and how it looks. Anyway, I'll show you in a second, but on with the makeup. So I'm just going to use the tip of that just to go underneath and just lighten that area. And what I like about this personally is what you can see is that it doesn't really look matte, glossy. Oh, a little pimple there. I'll have to go in with my finger actually and just cover that up there and just place that with my finger so I get a more denser coverage. I'm not sure where that guy's come from. Lovely, nice and simple, ready for the smoky eye. But let me show you the Stylpro squeeze first. This is the contraption, and I think what I'll do is I'll turn my screen away and I'll show you exactly how it works. Take your dirty makeup sponge and place it in the bowl. Then add some sponge sparkle. and then use the tool to really push down to help release the product. Next, add kettle hot water up to the line of the bowl. Then take the Stylpro device, turn it round and press the button to release, and press over the sponge to release all the makeup. Scoop the sponge up, press the button and compress. Next, attach the pebble device and watch all the moisture being spun out of the sponge. And to release the product, just press the button and out pops a perfectly clean makeup sponge ready to use. So perfect, great clean sponge. So back to the skin. Now I've already done my brows, and I'm going to go in and use a little bit of the eyeshadow primer potion from Decay. I just particularly like this one. I've just always found that it works quite simply. I have used other ones, but to be quite frank with you, I've never really seen any longevity with the eyeshadow. Now, I don't really use primers, for those of you who follow me for a long time, because I like to wear cream eyeshadows a lot, or very buttery shadows, and I don't mind if they crease, but I don't want this look to be creased because I just want it to look really polished. As you know, I love green, and this beautiful palette from Revolution is just so nice. I've really used this rose one as well in the day. This is great for under brows, and then one is slightly matte, and then one is slightly iridescent. So I'll use that one and place it over my eye. And when doing a smoky eye, it's all about just keeping it really simple and not complicated. If I was kind of going to go in with, you know, a big socket and a nice light bit here and a real flick of an eyeliner on my face for my age, it would look horrendous. It wouldn't be very flattering, it would look very made up. So this is what I like to do when I'm applying a smoky eye, and especially a coloured smoky eye, which, even though I've got green on now, I love to wear a jewelled eye if I'm wearing black, because I just think it kind of really elevates it. So these Revolution Pro eyeshadows are so nice. Look at the colour payoff. I will just tap it on my hand first, but look when I press it in. Look how lovely that is. It's such an affordable product, and it really does have a premium payoff. So I just like to tap in, so that I get lots of colour really to the roots of my eyelashes, because as you look at someone directly, that's where you want the intensity of colour, right? And what happens is that a lot of people put eyeshadow on, but they don't go quite close enough to the root, and that goes for eyeliner too. And mascara, just being a little bit fearful maybe of getting too close to the eye. You really can afford to go nice and close to that eyelash, because that's going to really give you that lovely intensity. So I'm really patting, I'm not blending. And the reason I pat is because I've already done my base. A lot of people will tend to do it the other way. They'll do a strong eye and then they'll put their foundation on. I can do that sometimes if I feel like it, but I do like to get my skin on first, just because then I feel kind of tidy and ready for action. So I'm going to put a generous amount in, and I'm just using this single shade, and it's a slightly iridescent one. Then I'm going to get a nice blending brush. Which one should we use? Let's use the Beauty Pie one. This is the eyeshadow contour brush. It's got a little bit of a beveled edge there. And I'm going to place the point in and push the point up really into the shadow, and then really separate that colour, so it really helps to create a soft hue, really bringing that green out. And it's really important to blend out, because if you just keep the colour as it was when I was just looking straight down the camera and it's hard, it really closes your eye, and you can see that when you're comparing both of my eyes. So it's just nice to push that forwards. Again, when you start to blend, just take the tip of that shadow, and then you want to work it really into that crease, really defining that crease, and then flipping it round and giving that nice softness. Very gently graduating that colour round. So you can see your eye getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You always want, now I've obviously got quite a big space here, so I can afford to take the shadow up a little bit, not too much, but enough. And because I've got a little bit of the base on, which literally took, as you saw, minutes to apply, this blends very, very well. So you can afford to use your finger as well, just to kind of give that lovely, soft halo effect around the other side of the eye. Oh, that's really annoying. Just used the wrong brush. There she is, blending away beautifully, and then she's chatting away and uses the wrong brush. So what happened there was that I just dumped too much product onto the area that I was really enjoying being soft and diffused. But there you go, when you're chatting away. Right, hopefully that should look better. Now, when I'm doing my makeup, I'm really aware that when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm always checking this line here. So maybe I'll take a little bit of concealer and just place that there to really show you where I don't want to go, because this kind of creates the lift always. That little invisible line is always in my head, so you could easily use that light line and paint your eyeliner in that way, but I just want to keep everything really strong and structured. So I could do that on the other side here and take this invisible line from underneath my eyes. I have to close just to kind of keep the skin tight, and that gives me a guideline for doing the other side, and I'll do that for you now. Just blend that round. I think that looks even. Okay, so now I'm going to take a really soft Urban Decay Glide On eye pencil. These are really, really fantastic for working ink right inside, for working pigment, should I say, right in the waterline. Look, there's zero pressure. The Trish McAvoy ones are also amazing for this. Like you saw on my mum's film. Thank you for the lovely comments on my mum. We should get her back to do another look. You just don't want anything to itch your eye or to scratch your eye. So did you see what I did? I went straight across and then just underneath, I went there. Now what you'll see, and I've kind of done this first, is that the effect that I'm creating is really making my eyes look small. And so many people I see, especially first thing in the morning, maybe it's like a work makeup, I'll see them on the tube and they'll just put eyeliner inside their eye, often a blue colour or something, and you think, oh damn it, you're making your eyes look so small because you need to have the colour or the tone, a darker tone than your skin tone around your eye to make it look bigger. So that's all we're going to do there. I'm going to do a little bit on the outside here, just as a lift. But nothing too much, because I don't, as I said, I don't want it to be complicated, but I'm just going to connect those two together and then that will blend in to the mascara. So I'll take a nice skinny cotton bud, these ones are from Muji, and just push that again into the creases of my eyelid because my lid is not tight. So the skin needs to move around a bit to kind of blend everything in. Okay, next I'm going to take a very soft big cotton bud, just like a normal cotton bud, and I'm going to take the matter shade. Okay, so that's the top right shade, just on the cotton bud here, and I'm going to put it just in the corner here, and then I'm going to bring it round very slightly. You know how much I love a cotton bud because I think it does amazing things to shape your eye. It encourages you to take the shadow much further deeper down to really open out your eyes when doing a smoky eye. And having that graduation on the outside really, really makes a difference. So I think the Stylpro Squeeze will be a big seller for Christmas. It's very sustainable, and I think it's so important these days to keep everything scrupulously clean. But it's actually never been that easy, has it? To get the water so hot that it's properly cleaning without burning your hands. And also the tightness of the squeeze. So he's really come up with something funny. You have these things, you think you never need them, and then they come along and you're like, oh God, yeah, why haven't we had this in our lives for a long time? and it just stops waste, right? It's just too much waste. I'm going to look back now at my face, and I'm going to take the lighter concealer, and I'm just going to take it into this darker area there of my face. I don't like it when the shadow comes in too much there, and then blend it out on the other side. And you can see that line's really helped me to kind of create that lift. So just blend that out so you get real subtle finish. It's just so nice just doing it with your finger. What I'm trying to do is what I do even with my soft colours is just kind of increase the surface area of your eye, making your eye look big, and then the impact comes in with the mascara. Now I'm going to be using Laura Mercier Caviar Volume. This has got such amazing reviews. I have never tried it before. And it's not a brush that I would go for because it's a bit flimsy, as the bristles are spread out a lot, and I like lots of impact, like Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, or Max Factor Masterpiece, where I can get a bit of tension for the lashes, but actually not bad. Never really tell with one coat. I always think that it's the second coat that really delivers. Feels nice and light, doesn't feel heavy. The brush is easy to apply, and I'm not smudging it everywhere, which is a good sign. Because sometimes with the longer bristles it just goes everywhere. It just makes me give up. But with the Laura Mercier product, surely you can't go wrong. Oh yes, this is coming to life. Okay, so soft, feathery lashes. Just go a little bit closer there. Soft feathery lashes that give definition to my eye, but it's not thick like spider legs. It's much more wispy, which I know so many people prefer. I don't. I like twigs as lashes. Yes, very nice. Be interesting to see how that lasts. I can let you know in the comments below. Yeah, very, very nice mascara. Okay, so now I'm feeling very pale. The light has gone up a little bit here too, so hopefully we can soften that down. Now you know that I really prefer to use matte bronzers in the summer, and then in the winter time I like to have a little bit of softness. So let me just use the Amy Connolly buffer brush here. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk in 7, and this has got a really lovely caramel, soft, iridescent finish to it. So use the side of the brush first just to carve in a little bit of shape, and then buff the rest around. Just again, I want to keep the rest of the makeup really quite simple and almost undetectable to the eye. Just get that nice warmth just across the nose, and this gives a really soft, sheer glow to my skin. Even though it's a powder, and you know that I love to use creams and be like super glow, this will catch the light where you need it, but it's just not overpowering. It's a beautiful winter bronzer, I have to say. Autumnal bronzer, we're not quite there yet. Good, loving those eyes. I need to brush my brows forward. I did those before just because they get quite boring to do. And then the little final, what did I select for my lips for you guys? Oh, that's interesting. Where's that come off? I had a really nice, oh yes, Rose Nude. Oh yes, this is what I wanted to show you. So this is my favourite Max Factor warm wearable nude, because it's really pinky, and I swear to God, when I was completing the look for you today, I wanted to find quite a warm nudie lipstick to kind of complete the look. And actually I couldn't find them. They were just really washing me out. You try those nude lipsticks and they really wash you out. Well, this Nude Rose is lovely. Easy to apply. I'll probably prefer with a bit of a lip liner just to soften that edge of my lips. But instantly gives a nice shape to my mouth, but the warmth. No, I'm not going to use a liner actually, it's fine. I'm just going to literally just lace it over. It's literally going to push it over my top lip line there. It gets a little bumpy, so I have to be careful. But that is super nice, and as you can tell, really easy to put on. The matte ones, you need a little bit more time. Just take that sheen off there. Take that sheen off there. And that is the look. I mean, I could just look at myself and perfect and perfect and perfect. I just can't be bothered. And I don't like looking at myself too much, but I do like the look. It's very me. I love the dark eyes, and I love the fact that it's not just black. It's a really beautiful sort of gem crusted. Gem crusted, that's not beautiful. It's a really beautiful gem palette as well. Really pretty for a gift. And the shade is So Jaded. So I hope you found this week's film interesting. Keep your sponges nice and clean, and I look forward to seeing what you think down below. Have a great week.